let's get together again. After months of not being able to meet together for public worship, the government's stage 3 easing of restrictions does give us the opportunity to get back together again as a church.
We can and we should meet together. It's a rich part of our Christian experience and also part of our Christian mission for us to be able to meet for public worship. Of course, we want to do this responsibly, so what we do as we re-emerge isn't necessarily going to look the same as it used to, but that's okay.
When stage 3 starts in the middle of July, we'll be allowed to have church gatherings so long as we keep to the 1 person per 4 square metre rule, and so long as we keep people from different households 1.5 metres apart. The rule applies to each separate building on our site, meaning that we can have groups in each of our buildings, but we can't allow those groups to intermingle. So an auditorium group will have to stay completely separate from a heritage building group.
We've measured our buildings, and to keep to the rules we can only have 100 people in the auditorium, and it's the same for the heritage building.
On usual Sundays, we would get about 400 people who come along to church at Central Church. 250 of those would be in the 9 a.m. service alone. So clearly it's not going to work for us just to go back to doing things the way they used to be.
But that's okay too, because we're a family, and together, if we just do a bit of adjusting, we can make this work. And it's been really good for us to be in 1 Corinthians, where Paul emphasises the we over the me. And in God's family, if we're willing to serve one another and consider the needs of all of us instead of our individual preferences, we're going to be fine.
The Ipswich services will be 8:30 in the auditorium, 9:30 in the heritage building, 10:30 in the auditorium, and then at 5:30 p.m. in the auditorium. We're also going to have a 9 a.m. service at the Westside Christian College Library Annex, and there will also be the usual service at Forest Hill. The way we want you to think about this is that these are times and venues for us to come together for worship and fellowship, not services the way they used to be. We will continue to offer the live stream service as a 6th option for those who are more vulnerable to the virus.
Obviously, to do this is going to require a lot of work, and our resources are going to be stretched. So in order to do this, we've decided that each service will be basically the same, using a lot of pre-recorded elements for the service. That will mean songs, kids talks, ministry spots, and the sermon, they will all be pre-recorded, and essentially therefore most of the service will be the same in each time and location. There might be the opportunity for some services to have some live content, but those details will be worked out over time. But this means then we want to encourage you to distribute yourselves amongst those 5 different services. You'll get the same thing at each service. We'd like you to come to that service that you think that you can most serve at, and probably too that you think you can invite your friends to come along to.
And there's going to be exciting benefits for us in this. We'll see greater interaction between our people. You probably won't attend the same service that you've been used to. And we've been really thrilled over the last few months at the ways that our different generations have been looking out for each other. And we really hope that 5 services will help for these relationships to continue.
So let's quickly though anticipate some of the questions that you might have about this.
So how will we make sure we don't have too many at a service? We're going to have to get you to register for your service. This week you'll get a survey asking you to tell us which service you prefer. We're not going to lock you in at this stage, but we do want to get a feel for how big the services are going to be. Each week we'll need you to register for that service. It will be extra effort, but it's important. And this will also help us keep the required records of who is in attendance at each service.
Will there be kids ministry? Yes, but not as we've known it. We've been amazed by our kids ministry leaders and the resources they've been producing these last few months so kids can learn at home. We're just going to keep doing the same, but provide a place for kids to go to with supervision where they will have those same kinds of resources to work on.
Why do a service at Westside Christian College? Well, a good proportion of our church population lives in that area, and the elders have for some time been exploring this idea of having a new church there. The current circumstances open a door to test the waters on this idea. The venue is smaller, so the numbers will need to be limited to probably around about 50. And we want to give first preference to the people who live in the nearby suburbs.
Can I be sure it will be safe? Yes, you can be sure that we're responding to all of the government requirements and directives.
Thank you for your patience and your understanding as we try to make all of this work. I'm sure things will continue to change and we'll keep you up to date as best we can, but we thank you for being patient with us, and we know at Central Church you're a resilient lot and we'll make our way through this together. We're not sure how long this is going to last for. We're anticipating things will be like this certainly for all of Term 3 and quite possibly through to the end of the year.
We know none of this is perfect, but let's just celebrate how wonderful our God is, who's just been so kind to us as a country and also to us as a church during this challenging time.
And look, you might still have questions, you probably will. We'll have an information document on our website under the Communication Hub, which will hopefully answer as many of those as possible. But again, thank you for your patience, and we're looking forward to getting back together for church.